Hello, beautiful soul family. Rebecca here, your vibe mentor, bringing you another video on how to raise your vibration so you can live your best life. Let's talk today about the full moon. Happy full moon. It is a beautiful energy today, which is very interesting that the build up to this was extremely intense, and yet there is a peace and a calm that is coming in now. And this video is going to be specific to harnessing the energy of a full moon. Oftentimes it can feel a bit chaotic, that the full moon is the maximum intensity, the highest peak of the energy. And if we are not aware of the moon's cycles and how we can work with the moon, we can miss out on some things that are available to us. So I will do another video on working with all of the different phases of the moon, but today is specifically around the full moon and how to harness the energy through our intentions, our rituals, our behaviors. And so let's get into it. So it would make sense that the moon impacts us. It depends on who you ask. I hear anywhere from 60 to 80%, 75% water. And our bodies are filled with water. We need water to survive. We love watery foods. Our bodies are conductors of electricity, and water is a conductor. And so it is a really critical component of our bodies and our being, our ability to connect and to flow. And we are emotional beings, and water is a representative of emotion. So of course, if we are 60 to 80% water, we are going to be impacted by the moon. The moon predicts the flow of the tides. It controls the waves of the ocean. And so of course it would be silly to think that it doesn't have an impact on us. So it would make sense then that we would benefit from working with the cycles of the moon. That oftentimes people find that they are more productive and maybe even more inspired when they are in the flow of and in tune with the natural cycles of the moon. So, of course, tuning into nature, going for a forest bath or a walk or grounding obviously has significant measurable scientific benefits for us. It would be silly to think that working with the energies of the moon would not also contribute in a similar way. So, what does it look like? How do we work with the cycle of the full moon? How do we work with the energy of the full moon? How do we harness that? And of course, with many things, your intention is critically important. In case you didn't know, VIBE is an acronym. It's value and intention-based education. So your intention is always going to be a massive driving factor in how your life turns out and the results that you get. So setting the intention to harness the energy or to tap into the energy of the moon is going to be our first step. Now, of course, I'm going to go through a list of things. It really depends on what kind of person you are, what you prefer, what resonates with you, what you have available to you. Know that you do not have to go out and buy things, that you should be working with what you have, because of course everything we need is always available to us and always around us. So if there is something on this list that you don't have the resources for and it's difficult to find that, or you would have to exert a lot of energy to go get that, let's not do that this month. Maybe plan for next month. Let's work with what we have because we want to keep the energy relatively calm and easy and flowing. So the full moon is about releasing. It is about a culmination. It is the peak of the energy, the peak of the highest amount of light. And so we are peaking, and in that peak we want to be very careful not to stress and push and rush and cause more aggravation than the moon potentially could already be creating for you. So we want to tap into the ease and the flow as this wave crests and breaks and falls down again. So of the 17 things that I am going to mention here, I just mentioned one: set your intention. What is your intention for this full moon? What is your intention for this next cycle? What do you intend to release and purge? And how do you intend to manage your energy or hold your light through this process? Number 2 is charging crystals. I like my stones. I am not a big believer in giving my power away to the modalities or tools that are around us, that ultimately my source creator is the number one most important and highest authority in my life. But at the same time, my creator created stones, and I love my stones, my crystals. So crystals can be charged or cleansed in both the light of the sun and the moon. Many people love to cleanse their crystals in the light of the moon. Charging them, it can just be a different way of saying cleansing them. We're purifying. We want to fill them with the beauty of the highest peak of the full moon light. This is also currently, if you're watching this video as it's just coming out, we're in the full moon, the buck full moon. It is a maximum full moon. It is closest to the earth. So we are feeling very intense energies, and this can be an excellent time when we experience some of these bigger full moons to charge our crystals. Number 3 would be take a bath. So again, remembering the theme of releasing, purging. We're ending a cycle and entering into a new one. So taking a bath, cleansing the body, cleansing with sea salt or oils or herbs can be an excellent way to help support the body in this process. Again, that when anything you touch, anything you put on your skin is going to go inside, and so we're cleansing the waters in and out of the body when we use those salts or those herbs or those oils. You can also take a moon bath or a moon walk. And so cleansing in the light of the moon can be another way to approach that. Number 4 would be cleansing your mental body as well as the physical body. So that bath will help cleanse the physical body, but we can also cleanse it internally. We can fast, we can detox, we can cleanse it externally by smudging or decluttering. Go Marie Kondo style, right? We want to get rid of everything that no longer serves us. We want to purge as much as we can. And again, that intention to release is facilitated, especially as you clean out a drawer, clean out a closet, clean out your basement or your garage, things of that nature. You are putting into action, right? You're demonstrably affirming your intention to release. Okay, number 5, yoga, dance, exercise, going for a walk again. Any type of movement can help move that energy through you and help support the process of releasing. I absolutely love a forest bath as well. So I'm kind of jumping ahead, but number 6 is energy cleansing, healing, purging, cutting cords. And again, this is all about your intention. Oftentimes people will say energy work feels like it's my imagination. And to some extent it is a little bit, but your imagination is part of the creation process. And so as we hold the intention to cleanse our energy and we use our imagination to imagine either a purple violet flame or a white light, or we can encapsulate the negative energy that we want to get rid of. We can hold that in a ball and we can send that off to the light, or we can pull in the positive moonlight, the healing light of your creator that you want to bring into your body. But you're moving that energy, you're cleansing and healing your body, healing your energy through your intention and through your imagination. And a forest bath, like I said, I was jumping ahead a little bit. Number 7 would be a forest bath. That can be a phenomenal place to do some of this healing energy, to be supported by creation and life all around you and the consciousness of all of the plants and the animals and whatever other kingdoms you feel are present there for you and in supporting you. But again, I'm kind of tying these together, but cleansing and healing your energy, it can be very important, and to bring in the angelic support. And I love to call on Archangel Michael and to cut those cords and to really be sure to cleanse all of your body, move all the way around, front, back, top, and bottom, cleanse, cut cords, release, surrender. And I personally don't like to send especially negative energy back to those who created it. I like to send it to my creator. That in even putting it into Mother Earth, right? We're giving her extra to deal with when she has plenty. Let's send it to the source of all creation who can transmute that. So send that back to the light. Okay. Number 8, we want to tap into the flow of the current energies. Again, like I mentioned, we want to work with what is and ride the wave. So it can be really, really important to get in that still and calm and quiet place to be away from other people for a bit so that you know that this is what you're working with. You're not dealing with others' energy, especially after you've done the energy cleanse, you've sent back what is sent to the light, what is no longer necessary or serving you. Then you can really get a good sense of where am I at, what am I working with, and what is the energy right now? What is the music that is being played, and how do I move to the rhythm of that music? We want to tap into the flow of the energy, ride the wave. Do not push, do not rush. And if you notice any sense of aggravation or anxiety or just a desire to move, sort of that crawling out of your skin kind of feeling, notice where that is in your body and speak to it. That there's a part of your body that wants to communicate with you and share with you something that needs to be released. And in your focus and attention coming into your body and being present with that feeling, it will speak to you, it will heal itself, and it will release itself. Be present in the body. And I did not add this to the list, so this is a little bonus. We won't give it a number because I don't want to mess up the 17. But your body is the ultimate source of healing and release. That the body keeps the score, that all of our traumas are housed within the body. God eternal within the body is written on your DNA. It knows how to release and handle things. All it needs is your willingness, your focus and attention. So if there's something that's bothering you, something that's aggravating you, go into that quiet place. Release what's not yours. Get familiar with what is still here. Find it in the body and be present with it. Get the mind out of the way and just let your source creator move through your body and heal you and release these things the way we were originally intended to. So there's your bonus. Number 9, letting the emotions and energies move through you. This is perfect. It fit right where we just left off. Watch for those triggers. Release that energy. See those triggers as gifts and recognize that they are an energy that's intended to move through you. If it's highly triggering, if it's very intense, you feel a strong activation, it means it's been stuck for a while, it's kind of stagnant, it's a block. Get in touch with that energy, get in touch with that emotion. Spending the time with it allows it to move through you. So give it the awareness and the focus that it deserves, because we need the energy to keep moving. We don't want those blocks. We don't want to weigh down the body, weigh down the energetic body, the physical body, the emotional body. They are blocks that keep you from moving into your purpose or self-actualizing into what you were created to be. It keeps you from your gifts. It keeps you from your joy. It keeps you from your abundance. So be sure to move those energies and emotions through you. Number 10 can also be very supportive of this process is breathwork. Breathwork is phenomenal for releasing, purging, moving energy through. So it is the ultimate, next to brain spotting, I'll say, release and purge for toxins or stuck energy, emotions, anything that is getting you out of balance or keeping you from balance. And this breath work helps to balance not just mind, body, and soul, but at a physical, scientific level, right? It balances the hormone system. It helps your lungs process oxygen better. There's so many benefits. We don't have time for that. We can do another breathwork video, but breathwork is phenomenal for releasing. And of course, that's in the theme of the full moon. So this would be an excellent time for breathwork. And especially if you're feeling that aggravation, you're feeling that intensity, you're feeling that activation or that anxiety, breathwork is phenomenal. If you want to combine that with what I mentioned about going in the body, go into the body and breathe into those areas. Nothing next to brain spotting can connect or can be as effective. And of course, I always have to be careful with saying these absolutes, but in my experience, we'll say that, right? So number 11, no major decisions. So let's just be where we are now, be in it. There can be the urge or the seemingly urgent need to make a decision, to cut ties, to break things off, to move forward, to make all these drastic changes because the emotions are high, the energy's high, but at the same time, we don't want to act from an emotional place, and this is peak emotion. We want to sit with that and journal about it, and we'll get to that. That's another one in the list, but really sit with what you feel you're being called to do. Recognize it, acknowledge it, maybe even commit to it and say, I'm gonna do this, but let's not do it for 3 days. We want to really let all of the processing and all of the releasing that's necessary to move through us. And the full moon energy can last anywhere from 1 to 3 days after the moon, usually 3. So give yourself a couple days to really sit on things, unless of course it's life-threatening, but it's up to you to decide whether or not that needs to be done. All I can do is say I don't recommend major decisions or especially very final life-altering decisions on this day in particular. And I would suggest waiting a couple days because you're going to have a lot more clarity around how to move forward on that 3rd day after the moon. Number 12, ground your energy. Grounding is huge. If you don't ground your TV, if you don't ground your curling iron, if you don't ground any electrical device, it will fizzle out. It will fry out. We are electromagnetic beings. It's insane that we can live as long as we do, or as well as we do without grounding, because we are electromagnetic beings. And so to put our feet on the ground is critically important. It's not intended to be, once a day, once a week, once a month, once a year, heaven forbid. It's meant to be every day, all day long. We're meant to be walking barefoot on the ground. So really consider what is happening in your body when you have all of this buildup. And so part of my personal belief is that part of the intensity that we experience around these full moons is that collectively as a globe, we are not grounding as often as we need to. And so our bodies we're kind of like a fried fuse or socket, right? That we have just too much energy in us. And the way to dissipate that or stabilize that is to put your feet on the ground. Okay, so I'm going to check my notes on that one to make sure I'm not forgetting anything. Yeah, Mother Earth is intended to heal you. I love the story of how American Indians used to, or maybe still do, they would dig a trench, dig a hole in the dirt. And if someone was sick, that person would lay in that trench and they would cover them with dirt, because Mother Earth pulls that energy from you. She helps you purge. She helps you release illness or excess negative, unhelpful energy. So if I can recall this correctly, negative ions versus positive ions, and the energy exchange, she will pull out, I believe it's the positive, and what we want is more negative, and so she'll help nourish us. So if I said that wrong, please do comment below. Typically I like to do my research and I don't ever want to say something wrong, so I would appreciate your correction if you would like to help me on that one. All right, so where are we at? Number 13, journal. Yeah, get it out. And this is another way to get things out of us. By reflecting on the highs and lows, reflecting on how we're feeling about something, we gain clarity. And I love to journal and then go back and read it, because so many times it feels channeled, or it feels from the subconscious, or I'll look back and say, wow, I didn't really realize I felt this way, or I didn't have as much clarity as I do now around this thing, or I don't even recall writing that, and then it just kind of comes out of nowhere. So journaling is amazing. I highly, highly recommend it. I will tell you, if there's something that I'm struggling with in life and I'm just feeling kind of out of sorts and not completely aligned the way I should be, journaling is phenomenal. And of course, to each his own. You will always have your own modalities that work best for you. Number 14, write a letter to the person or thing or energy or situation that may be bothering you. This is another way to get this out. I would combine, if you really have something that you're really dealing with, that you're struggling with, I really highly recommend, first going into the body, find it in the body, do the breath work, things of that nature, journal about it, or write a letter, right? That can kind of be one of those final phases of getting it out of you. And if you do choose to write a letter, don't burn your journal, but burn the letter, because that can be an excellent way to send it back to the light, back to your creator, transmute the energy, release it, and again, as part of sort of that affirming your intentions, right, through demonstrative action. All right, I would be remiss if I did not mention meditation. So number 15, meditate, meditate, meditate. Goes without saying, don't think I need to iterate that anymore. We're at peak energy, peak light, so that would suggest peak connection, right? So we can really tap into phenomenal energies, gain guidance, gain clarity, talk with our angelic family, talk to your creator, talk to the spirit, whatever name you want to use, it doesn't matter, but just have a friendship. And I often use the analogy of Marco Polo. This is not, 10 minutes once a day. Sure, that meditation for 10 minutes is excellent, but if you could do it for 3 minutes 5 times a day, or literally like a ping back and forth, Marco Polo, right? Talk to your creator, have a relationship with all that is around and in you. Number 16, nourish your body with foods that contain light. Fruit is always best. We're in the middle of the summer right now, so that really makes a ton of sense. But depending on when you see this, in-season foods are going to be best. Watery foods are excellent. So you want a lot of light and a lot of water in your food. And remembering that we are light beings, and that by nourishing both the water and the light in our bodies, through foods, we fully support and strengthen our connection to the divine, and receiving that guidance and love, and all of the things that you may be seeking that you're not currently cultivating for yourself. Number 17, and one of my favorites, moon water. I love charging moon water. It's beautiful. I have to thank, I don't know if you'll ever see this video, but one of my beautiful friends, Jessica, introduced me to moon water, and it's been one of my favorite things ever since. So all you have to do, pretty simple, water, clean water in a jar. And just kind of side note, my personal preference, I prefer spring water, although if you're detoxing, you may want a distilled water, but I like to have the minerals because of the shortage currently, but that's, again, I digress, a different topic, different video for another day. But I like spring water that has also been run through a pharmaceutical filter and a charcoal filter. So I'm removing all of the chemicals, all of the microplastics, as pure a water as you can possibly find. You really want purity of water. It has been said that distilled water is even more pure, but again, I like the minerals. Put that clean water in a jar, in a glass or a cup or a jar, but definitely glass. Copper can be good, but you're not going to let the light in the way you would with glass. Copper, again, charges the water with those negative ions that we want, that we get from grounding. But again, I digress. So clean water in a glass container of some sort, sit it out in the direct moonlight. You want it to absorb the light all night long, into the wee hours, or as often or as long as you can, however, or whatever time of day that might be. And then you can sip it. You can drink it all at once if you really want to. I kind of like to make it last. I don't need all that energy all at once. I'm pretty sensitive, so I feel these things pretty strongly. So I like to sip it over time, over a couple days. I do like to keep my water fresh, so I won't keep it for a month, although it's been said that you can do that. I like to use it to wash my face. I find that there's something very symbolic around washing your face. T.D. Jakes is a popular YouTube pastor, and he talks about wash your face, pick yourself up and wash your face, right? And so I'd think about that. It's just the cleansing of all that has been put on you, or that you've walked through, however you want to see that. But I love to use to wash your face. You can use it for cleansing, you can use it for cleaning, you can put it in again, I would hate to put it in a plastic bottle, but if you have a glass spray jar, that could be phenomenal. You can put some cleansing oils in it. I love lemon, eucalyptus, or sage for cleaning, and you can use that to spray, right? So just be thoughtful about how you use your moon water. Okay, this is a little longer than I planned, but all really good energy, all really good things. I love you guys so, so much. Do comment below. Let me know how you're experiencing the moon, and if you've done any of these rituals, or if you have a preference, or if there's anything you would like to add or correct. I embrace the community and the collaborative effort. So please do like, subscribe, share, comment, all those good things. A comment, even just an emoji, is greatly appreciated. It helps the YouTube algorithm. Otherwise, if you want to just click this button to make sure you're subscribed and get notified of the next video, that would be phenomenal. Otherwise, this video can continue the conversation if you'd like to see more. All right, take care, my friends. Namaste and happy full moon.